Hi there. Welcome to this week's Numeracy challenge. It's going to be a little bit different this week in honour of Maths Week England, and also hopefully you've now got your A5 booklet so you can be recording your notes. Now it's going to be quite simple. There's not too much writing for you to do. I'm just going to bring up a PowerPoint now so you can see the resources for today. Okay, so we have just one slide. And the question is, where is the maths in that? You have 2 minutes to write down as many mathematical things you can possibly see in this image. Good luck and off you go. Okay, your 2 minutes are up. Let's see what you've come up with. Hopefully we've got some reflection. Probably see that straight away, where you've got this iceberg here reflected, and obviously the clouds reflected in the water as well. Okay, negative numbers, maybe negative numbers. We often use temperature when we're talking about negative numbers, a rise or an increase or a decrease in temperature. We also use negative numbers when we're talking about above and below sea level. So below sea level could be represented by a negative number. Geometry, maybe you've looked at some of the shapes, maybe there are some triangles in there. And as part of looking at geometry, maybe you've looked at perhaps whether you can work out any dimensions. Could you work out the volume of any of the shapes? For example, you might want to bring in some estimating skills there as well. What about fractions or percentages? Some of you might know that we have a phrase, don't we? The tip of the iceberg. You only see the very little bit at the top, and most of it is hidden below sea level. And on average, we're looking at about 10% of the iceberg that is visible. The rest of it, 9/10 of it, or 90%, is underwater. Might look at ratio and rate, and the rate at which icebergs are melting. And does that impact on the sea level? We might be able to build that into an estimate of the extent to which sea levels may rise. And there might be something on here that can help you as well, that you might possibly have not seen. Let me see if I can just zoom in a little bit. So if you wanted to estimate some of the dimensions, you might need a reference point to help you. So if you look here where we've got a boat, a ship, we might be able to use that and look at how large that is in proportion to the land and icebergs that we're looking at. Okay, let's just double check, see if we've got everything covered. There we go. So we have reflection, negative numbers, geometry, shapes, triangles, fractions and percentages, the rate of ice melting. So that would be a fantastic experiment to do. You could do it at home with an ice cube and look at the speed with which it melts, depending on the temperature. Rising sea levels we've talked about. And finally, using the boat, using something to help you when it comes to estimating some of the dimensions and volume. Okay, so thank you very much for that. Hopefully you've enjoyed a slightly different numeracy challenge this week. And we're going to be looking at some more of these resources in association with Maths Week England, and also thinking about COP26 that's going on at the moment and the work we collectively need to do on climate change. Thank you very much.